So I had an Uber driver, which, mind you, this Uber driver was not even supposed to be my Uber driver. I actually had ordered an Uber from the city, and the first Uber driver that was supposed to pick me up, it was really weird because like instead of like the time going down, and instead of like, you know how like you can see if like the car is moving or not when you order an Uber, so she was not moving at all. She was not moving at all, and in fact the time was getting like longer rather than shorter. So I ended up messaging her and I'm like, hey, this is your Uber rider. My name is Ashley. I was just wondering if you were on your way. I'm like, because I'm seeing that you're not really moving and I don't see that you're getting any closer to me. And of course I was respectful about it. I just wanted to make sure that she was okay because, things happen, accidents happen. So she never answered me. And I was just like, okay. So obviously I ended up canceling the ride and I ended up requesting for another Uber driver. So, Uber app does its thing and it locates me another driver. And because I've had like PTSD in the past with Uber, I don't know what it is, but I guess like some Uber drivers decide that they want to take you places and some don't. So obviously with what just happened with the first Uber driver that I requested for, since she wasn't really moving, when the second Uber driver was assigned to me, I ended up like messaging her too. And I'm like, hey, like, are you gonna be on your way? And she also actually does not write back to me. So I'm like, okay, like, like what's going on here? Like no one's answering me today. But I did notice that like she kept driving and she was getting closer and closer and closer to me and the time was going down. So I'm like, all right, so she's coming. She's probably just driving and then like doesn't really have time to answer my message. So cool. She gets to me, right? And I just want you guys to remember this. Like I want you guys to remember that I had requested an Uber. That first driver never came to me, right? And I had to cancel that ride and request for another Uber driver. So remember that because that's very important later on in the story. So she picks me up or whatever. Everything's like normal. I put all my stuff in the car and then I'm just sitting in her car. And she's asking me like, where am I headed? And I'm telling her like, oh yeah, I'm going back home. And she's like, okay, cool. It's quiet. Like for, I want to say like the better part of like the first like 10 or 15 minutes of the ride. It's quiet. And we're just sitting there in silence. I'm listening to music in my like in my iPods or whatever. She gets a phone call and like, not that I was trying to be like nosy, but how like when you're just